As I was growing up in the Mormon church, every single Sunday, I sat down on the white benches in primary and sang songs about how I was special, God loved me, I was chosen, and something very strong that runs through the doctrine of Mormonism is the idea that you're called to the earth for a very special purpose. And through that, I was going to help bring everybody together and spread the gospel in order to prepare for the second coming of Jesus Christ. Let me know in the comments if you can relate to this. From a very, very young age, my entire identity was based around being chosen by God to come to the earth. I was the chosen generation. Lesson after lesson, song after song, I was chosen for a very specific purpose. And when I finally unraveled that entire thread in my 30s and came to realize that the Mormon church is nothing more than a massive multi-billion-dollar business masquerading as a spiritual religion, the house of cards came tumbling down, and I was left with a big, fat fucking hole in my heart, in my brain. I literally had no fucking idea what I was doing here, what my purpose was, who the hell I even was. I had no idea because everything in my life had been centered around one identity, one purpose. A faithful Mormon humble servant of the Lord. And it was exceedingly painful, to put it mildly, to suddenly have all that swept away and be left with nothingness. I had to go on a search to figure out what the hell was going on, who I was, and truthfully rebuilding my identity and getting to know myself as just an average human being on the earth. On the one hand, it's freeing. It's highly, highly freeing, and it feels amazing. On the other hand, it's the scariest shit I've ever dealt with, to just stare at yourself and realize you're just a person, right? It sounds silly, sounds ridiculous now to say, but that's really what it came to. I had such a grandiose vision of myself and my purpose and my place on the earth. And that's all you really know. And then you take it away. I felt the biggest sense of loneliness and of confusion. And it's taken a hell of a lot of work and time and effort to prop myself up and to figure myself out. I walk through this almost every day of my life now and tell myself that I love myself as I am right now, in this moment. Love and kindness meditation is what I use to help me get through the normalness of life. And it sounds fucking ridiculous, but that's what happens when you're raised in a cult. That is what happens when everything you know and your entire identity is internalized as you're special, you're different, you're chosen. This is your purpose. This is what you do. This is what you must do. And it is so incredibly crushing to take that away. It's hard as hell, scary as fuck. And I'm still working on understanding myself and building my own identity as myself without any grandiose purpose, without the Mormon faith, without anything behind me. As much as I love it, and I do, there's no cuddling up to that warm, soft blanket. As shitty as life can be, it's okay, because you're going to live forever and be a god someday. All of these tests are going to be for your good. You are special. You have a grand purpose and a grand mission that goes beyond this world. Hard to replace that. Frankly, it's impossible to replace that unless you go join another fucking cult, which is not on my to-do list. So it's hard. It's really fucking hard. Scary shit. Difficult. Worth it, but insanely challenging at the same time.